Hey everybody, I think it's about 1 o'clock now. Let me check. Yeah, it's 1:02, so I'm a little bit late. I was just on a beautiful, beautiful interview with Christina Shands, who's a copywriter, a screenwriter, and a disruptor. That was in my Awakened Soul Biz group. It's a 7-month business program. And so I just interviewed her, and I'm hopping on here to connect with you all. And so for today, what we're going to do is I'm going to talk a few minutes on something that's inspired me or something that's coming through for us, for me right now. And then I'm going to open up to basically do readings for people. Really, hey B, let's keep it to one question. And let's dive deep if we need to. You know, this is my service to you. This is the way that I show up in service, in a way to connect with all of you. Hi. And I'm seeing people that I know. Hey, Shama. And so this is the way that I show up in service. So I definitely have a message for all of you. And from there, I'm just going to open the energies and to support you with any insight that you may be needing. I'll probably be on for about 30 minutes, and then I will be hopping off. So hey, everybody, welcome. Hi, Natasha. Hi, Shama. Hello. I'm going to just sip a little bit. So I basically just finished a 45-minute interview. Now I'm hopping on here. So I may be thirsty throughout. Hey, Vicky, how are you? So one of the things that I wanted to, this is a sacred week for various religions. This is, hey, Shama, so good to see you. You're amazing, and I'm grateful for your messages and guidance. Thank you. Hey, Christy. Thank you, Natasha. Hi, Natasha, and thank you, Shama. And so I wanted to share a message. This is a spiritual week for various religions. We're celebrating Passover. We are going to celebrate Good Friday. We're going into Easter on this weekend. And those are for the major religions, right? The Judeo-Christian religions. But still, it's been a time of renewal. It's a time of, with all the retrogrades going on astrologically, it's a time of old shit popping up and us having to deal with our old stuff, our shadows, the stuff that we've thrown into the back of the closet that we don't want to look at. It's the time where we're going to get frustrated. We may fall into old habits and old things, but just know that they're not coming up to punish us. They're not coming up to kick our butt, though it may feel that way, but they're really coming up to be cleared. A lot of what's going on the planet, as scary as it is really coming up to be cleared, to be seen, to be witnessed, and also to invite us into greater action. So it's a spiritual week, right? Every week's a spiritual week, but for the major religions, it's a spiritual week. One of the things that's come to my attention in terms of a lot of spiritual teachers and spiritual leaders that are presenting at this time, and I'm talking about the non-traditional religions, is that a lot of spiritual teachers who are out there are saying that what is happening politically in this landscape now, a lot of what's happening in the world now is destined. It's supposed to happen, and that only, the evolved people will survive, and that we have to group together. So I've been hearing rumors, waves, ripples, effects of this type of information. Now, when you hear that, if you've heard that from a spiritual teacher, if you've heard from a spiritual teacher, whatever they may be, a healer, an intuitive, a coach, where they say, oh, we can do nothing about what's happening on the political plane, on the spiritual plane, just worry about yourselves. Ask yourselves, what does that sound like? What does that sound like to you? Right? So if you hear from a spiritual teacher, oh, we just have to hang back and sage ourselves because the evolved people are going to get through and everybody else signed up for this battle that's going on. If you are hearing that, what does it sound like? Okay? So if you can remember being in school, because I can, where we learned about World War II, where we learned about the Jewish people being gassed and killed, where we learned about other attacks around the world. And as a little kid, I used to say, wow, what kind of people let that shit happen in the world? How did we all sit by and watch that happen? Right? How did we? So as a kid, and I learned this history, the Jewish history of what happened, and they're not the only ones. There are a lot, but it's a big deal. And it is Passover this week. It's a huge deal. As kids, we wondered, how could the world be this way? As kids, we said, how could the world, hi Jaya, how could the world let these massacres happen? But yet, I hear that spiritual teachers now are saying, well, this is all supposed to happen, and we're all supposed to sit there. So what I invite you into, without getting too political, but yet, you know, the personal is the political, the spiritual is the political, as they say. What I invite you into is, even during this harsh time of political stuff, even though we're all dealing with our own Mercury retrograde computer bullshit breakdowns and cells, that we also stay open, that we also show up, that when we hear things like that, we actually step up for truth. When we hear injustice or see injustice, that we say something, we do something. And again, not everybody's going to be on the front lines, right, of the pipeline. I wasn't. I did what I could. And so remembering that these are difficult times, but really, my brothers and sisters, they're not really difficult times so we can hide. You know, they're not difficult times so we can just sit there and say, well, I have to work on my inner self and my childhood. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. But then we need to look around. We talk so much about spiritual community and being one, and then we forget that because it's not convenient, right? So when it's not convenient, we forget that we're all one. So really, my message for us today, and I know maybe it sounds a little harsh, and maybe some people are turned off, but that's okay, is that we stay open, not only support ourselves, but that we also look around and see how we can serve others. How can we show up? And, you know, it doesn't mean we have to get up and go into the front lines of a pipeline. It doesn't mean that we have to take a plane to another country and demonstrate there. But it means that we're going to show up in Facebook with, you know, bigger energy to hold space for healing. It means we're going to do our work and bring love into it and try to keep our judgment out. It happens to all of us, happens to me. But really, that's really my invitation to all of you. Yes, and I want to read what people are saying. So let me go back now. Thank you so much for hearing that message. I'm going to start open for readings. I felt so much of this old-time surface vividly for healing. Challenging, yet grateful for the opportunity to see and heal. Yes, Shama, absolutely. Absolutely. And she wrote something else. Yes, it does. We can't go back and just worry about us. We have the capacity to support healing and progress to love for all. Although I do believe some of this was meant to happen. Oh, yes, to remind us. Oh, absolutely. I think that history repeats itself. We've seen this before. Even for people who do believe in Atlantis or don't believe in Atlantis, the shit went down before. We had the elite. We had power structures. We had high technology. And we had a lot of people who didn't want to look at what was happening. And so let's not do that again. Let's not allow that to happen again. And how do we do that, right? Again, each and every one of us knows. We know how to give in whatever way that it feeds our soul, to give and to support and to lend a helping hand. Because I do believe that this didn't happen for a reason. It was a huge wake-up call. But how do we respond to the wake-up call? I'm saying let's not go back to sleep. Okay, so as I'm sharing this message, if any of you have any personal questions, and thank you, Shama, for that input. If any of you have any personal questions, any questions about business, work, any questions that you'd like me to delve into, because that was really the message, is like, yeah, real talk, we are one, and let's stay open to supporting others, and not just stay in our little purple bubble of healing. Okay, Shama, I felt some jealousy around my ex, also a light worker, and some people he's working with in the business. This low vibration is sharp against my overall openness and support, love for all. Okay, I can't, if it's too long, if the message is too long, I can't read it. So it cuts off, Shama. It says, I felt some jealousy around my ex, also a light worker. Okay. Well, you know what I'm getting? So I'm going to open the records. So if anybody has a question, put it in now. Just start typing, because if there are no questions, I'll hop off, which hasn't happened yet. But Shama, I'm going to open the records for you. Oh, thank you, B. Well, you know, I was so inspired by our talk with Christina. So I'm just going to close our eyes and just take a deep breath in and exhaling. As I begin this session, for everyone who's present, I ask that Creator God fill us with love, light, and truth, connecting us to our Akashic records, to our souls, to our higher selves, and to our angels. We ask that we are supported. So it is, so it shall be. Ashahu, amen. Okay. So we're in the space now. We're not lovers. I'm slowly exploring, reconnecting clarity and guidance around this relationship. Okay, so there are a couple of different things that are coming up, Shama, for you. One of the things that I'm getting very clearly is a little bit of ego stuff, which happens to all of us, right? And haven't, trust me, I've looked at people online doing certain things. I'm like, oh my God, they're not even that good, you know, in the past. But still, yeah, last week, no, I'm kidding. But it happens to all of us where we can feel a little jealousy, a little like, well, why not me? What's going on? I should have those clients, or I should do this. It happens to all of us, first of all, I want to say. So it's a little bit of that, little ego, a little of that, a little of, I have what it takes. I should have that too, right? And they're saying that your time will come, your time will come. There's just learning for you in other areas right now before your business really, really explodes to the level that you want it to. And really, this is the new time, the Akashic Records are saying, where, you know, before many years ago, you came on and you were one of the first hypnotherapists or coaches, and it was like, you had all the clients. So now what's happening is we are being asked to refine our communication. And your guides are saying right now, you know, ask yourself, aside from this relationship, because it's really not just about the relationship, Shama, it's also about you. Well, it is about you. They're saying that, how are you communicating? How are you sharing a message? You know, it's not just about being gifted and talented and being attractive, which you are, all of them, and spiritual. It is also about what's going out, what's going out, what's going out. You need to look at that. You know, are you blogging regularly? You know, are you blogging regularly? What are you doing to have a relationship with people? Now, I know some people seem to pick up celebrity clients and boom, like they're in the limelight. But your guides are saying you need to be communicating. You need to be communicating. Okay, we're not over. Okay, so what they're saying is that there's a soulmate connection. You've been together in other lifetimes. And you were, this is interesting, you were siblings in another lifetime and healer siblings. And you were both very talented. And something happened where, because you were female and he was male, he got picked for something. And so it's a little bit of ego, the situation. And the second one is the past life memory of the being picked over you, right? In that lifetime where really it was you who's supposed to step forward. So it's also a little bit of pain, you know, that has some sort of basis. And the third part is that there's a lot to explore here, but not to acquiesce. It's like, don't acquiesce to things that don't feel right to you. That there are other soulmates around. Like, he's a soulmate, but there are other soulmates around that can come into relationship with you. They're also telling me that you have some sort of like desire or dream for like this healer union where you both heal the world together, or you've wanted that, or an equal partnership in that, like not so open to people who are outside the business. So they're saying that there's still more exploration. You were siblings in another life, probably had another life as lovers as well, and you were like competing healers. And the issue really is about you creating your own, like your very unique brand and message, and not just like written out like constantly. Even if you don't have a website, which I know you do, but it's just like communicating with people and to create your own space. It's almost like when you're around them, you lose some of your power. You give some of your power away, they're telling me, because of the past life situation. So I hope that helped. I mean, there's more, but I hope that helped. So, yeah, there's more there. Hey, Samantha, let me see what we've got here. What do I need to focus on? What do I need to focus on? Expect business-wise in the next coming 6 months. Allison, hi Allison. Okay, what does Allison need to focus on? Okay, so they're telling me to do something new. They're not being very specific on it. So it's almost like business has been going as it's been going. And they're saying, like, for in the next 6 months, like, do something that you're not used to doing. Do something that scares you. Do something different. Like, you have to add something new. So if you haven't spoken in person, go speak in person. If you don't write, write. If you don't do video, do video. It's like that. It's like something you haven't done before. They keep saying, do something you haven't done before. Focus on that. Focus on something that you haven't done before. So that is the main message for you for the next 6 months. What else are you telling me? They're telling me that to make the most of every interaction. So if you have a video, connect it back to a website. If you're speaking, be prepared. They're like saying more preparation. So I don't know if you've been prepared in other times. They're saying to be more prepared. So maybe structural things around when you do share or you do connect with people, that you have a place to invite them that's really solid, or you have something, the next step for them. So do something new and then check your structures out, okay, for when clients come in and how to bring them through the pathway to work with you or to work with your company, okay? I hope that helped, Allison. Jaya, trying to understand what my purpose in life is and what's holding me back from sharing and giving through my business to others. It's so interesting, and your guides are funny, Jaya. They're saying what's holding you back about your purpose is that they've been telling you what your purpose is, but you don't like it or you don't believe it. So your guides are funny, Jaya. They're saying that you're making everything much more complicated than it is, because they're saying that your purpose is to shine your light. To shine. And they said you've been hearing it over and over again through me and through yourself, but you think that's too vague. So I want to talk a little bit about soul purpose for a moment. So away from Jaya. So many, soul purpose has become a really big shtick, right? I mean, it's true, we want to explore our soul purpose, but it's also become a manipulating thing or a shtick in business sometimes. Like, find your soul purpose. You can't do anything without your soul purpose. And the truth is that we always have our inner compass. We always have our inner compass. But think about this, Jaya. They're giving me this message. They're showing me you with a compass in your hand. And our soul purpose is our true north, right? You have the compass in your hand, and everybody has in their compass north, east, south, and west. Everyone. Anywhere that we stand on the earth, there's a north, a west, an east, and a south. Then there's a northeast, a north-south, whatever, southwest, blah, blah. But there's always these 4 directions. The true north is what we call our soul purpose. Your guides showed me you standing there with a compass in your hand, with the point going to north. And you're going, but what is my soul purpose? But what is my soul purpose? But what is my soul purpose? They're saying either you're going to do it in this life or you're not. They're saying you've gathered enough information. What's stopping you is that you're scared shitless. And I understand that you're very, very scared. You're scared to do it wrong. That you're scared you don't know how to do it right. That you're scared that you'll fail. That you're just scared of being attacked. You're scared of being hurt. You're scared of doing it wrong. Everything is scared. The thing is, you don't have enough positive experience in what you've done in this life because you won't put yourself out there. So the thing is this. They're saying that what's missing is bravery. You've got to be brave. You've got to step out. Christina Shands in the interview just said, you decide whether you're a writer or not. You decide whether you're a healer or not. You know how you decide? By doing it. So I'm quoting her right now. She said, you do the shit that you're meant to do. And so I don't mean to sound harsh because I adore you. But what's coming out is like, decide to do something and do it. But you almost want to have everything planned out, or like, okay, this is exactly what I have to do. And then I'm going to do it like this and I'm going to do it. No, you just start. And as you start and you start going onto you're not moving, they're saying. You're not moving. You have the compass in your hand. I hope that supports you, adore you, and really, it's about doing something. Because they're saying you're not doing you do almost nothing. You do something on a website, you pull back. You do something, you pull back. You're not making enough movement so that you have to move so the compass can show you where to go. A soul purpose is not an intellectual practice or habit. A soul practice is an active verb. I like that one. I'm going to meme that shit. Which is really, so the soul purpose is an active verb. Like to love, to be, to shine, to move, to heal, to speak, to work, to support, to hold space, to disrupt. It's active and you're not being active. So that is what's stopping you. It's all there. It's completely all there. Sending you so much love. Bye. Hey, hi, sweet and darling girl. How are you? Thank you so much for coming on. I was wondering when I'll be able to leave my part-time job at the bathroom and kitchen store I work at. I can't see the rest of it because it's too long. Hi, Samantha. I can't see the rest of it, but this is what I'm getting for you. So it's going to be a combination for you, Samantha, of risk-taking and also creating something. They're saying you're doing well. You've been vulnerable. You've shared. You've been online. You've been doing your thing. You've been coming out of your comfort zone. All well. 2016, they're telling me, right? You did all of that. Sharing your gifts, speaking up. The thing is, you don't have a program that's solid enough, because it has to hold you. Like, you have to have steady money. Not money here, money there, money there. It's like you have to have steady money, they're saying. So it's a matter of time. It's literally creating something that's going to hold you. You don't have it yet, they're saying. You have to create something that holds you. So talk to me later if you want. You know, I have the Awakened Soul business. It's on a rolling basis. It's 7 months. It's highly affordable. And this is what people are doing there. Right now we're talking about throat chakra and sharing our business. But that's what they're saying. You've done all the right things. And now it's time to gather the people and what you've done into a program that holds you and gives you stability. You don't have that yet, they're saying. Not solid enough. So that's what they're saying. And it can happen. You could wind up leaving your business like end of the year. I mean, the job at the end of the year if you work on creating something that's going to hold people. And you're going to be super happy, they're saying, with what you create. Because it's going to add like creativity and oils and this and that. It's going to have a couple of different elements, they're telling me. So sending you love. I hope that helps. Maria, suddenly after 6 years, my client that came from my internal presence. Suddenly after 6 years, my clients that comes from my internal presence and sight dropped dramatically. In January till now, mystery. Anything come to you? Absolutely. They're speaking really loud. Okay. They're speaking very loud. I don't want to ruin your name, but I think, is it Moria? Moria? I hope I'm not ruining it. Sorry, dear woman. They're speaking really loud. They're saying there's nothing wrong energetically. It's that you're being invited to step up in bigger ways. You're being invited to step up in bigger ways. So this is what happens to all of us, you know? When we are used to getting our clients in a certain way or business flowing a certain way, we're happy because we've already struggled, and then we let go of that space, and then we focus on other things, you know, writing our books, creating other things. And so the guides are saying that they allowed it to be so. They, you know, the universe, you co-created and allowed this to be so you could focus on other things. I don't know if it's family, like they're telling me family, other things. They're saying some health, some family stuff. So you had the security of things coming through a certain way. Your pipeline is shifting a little bit and drying up because you're being invited to go bigger, to actually take a more active role in being seen and heard. And how interesting, because I'm doing the throat chakra in my Awakened Soul business, and that's what they're basically telling me, you know, throat chakra, share more, speak more, be more present in ways that you have not done before, really. And they're saying when you do that, you'll find that it starts to shift or change. It's interesting. They're almost showing me videos, but I don't see like Facebook Lives. I mean, produced videos where either you shoot some of the parents of the stuff that you do or the clients. Just showing kind of like testimonial videos, also with you speaking a little bit, and then like a lot of images. So it's almost, I don't know if you have video on your website, but they're showing me to do things that you haven't done before. Okay, I hope that helps. Sending you so much love. Cassandra B, my soulmate friend who's working the same company as my, okay, B, so I can't read the rest of it. It says my soulmate friend who's working at the same company is my, and that's it. I can't read the rest of it. Margie, Shama, that totally resonates. I felt giving my power away to him, and that's what led me to take space. Thank you for the ego reflection. Thank you for all this. You're so, so welcome, Shama. Hey, Gio, let's see what else we got here. Natasha, good wisdom, thank you. Hey, Natasha, thank you. Carolyn Lister, do I need to know anything right now? Yes. Carolyn Lister, what are they telling me for you? Soften. They're showing me soften up. I see you standing with like papers or something in your hand. I don't know if something's pissed you off in the last week or something has disappointed you or bothered you. They're saying last week, last 2 weeks, Carolyn, and they're saying to soften around it. because it kind of like made you like this. It almost threw you back, they're saying, into an energy, you know, where you're like, oh, I can't trust anybody, or I can't, or how disappointing, you know, or because they're saying that you're definitely somebody who relies on yourself. So I don't know if somebody let you down, something let you down, something didn't turn out the way you exactly wanted it in the last 2 weeks, they're saying. There's that energy, and they keep saying soften, like forgive it and soften, and that things will shift, and that you can get, I don't know if it's support, it's something that you're needing to get to a next level in your life, not necessarily in your business, but in your life. So I hope that helps, Carolyn. Thanks so much. Jaya, thanks. That was direct, very helpful. Yeah, sending you so much love. I mean, literally, you've got the compass in your hand, Jaya. You just got to move. And when you move, you start to move the compass like this and see where the north is, right? Okay. See how my soulmate, Sandra, who's working at the same company, and I can support each other even better. It's so interesting, you know, it's an interesting thing. On the one, you know, there's some people that do so much and work so hard that you've got to tell them to chill out and relax. Then there are the people who put things off, where you've got to fire them up and be like, get your butt moving. For you, you're a combination. In so many ways, you've worked so hard. You try to please. You go over the mile. And then in other areas, you're holding back. So you're this combination, right, where you're giving too much and trying to please and do too much in one area of your life, which I think is work maybe, but you're not, you know, you're beginning to do more stuff for your business. You've got to do more. And so that's how you can both do it, because you both kind of do that, they're showing me. So there's a part of both of you that needs to relax and, you know, be kinder and gentler, but they're saying not so gentle that you go to sleep. So it's kind of like, okay, we can rest, let's chill. Okay, let's get going. So that's what you're supposed to do for each other, is saying like, okay, let's chill, okay, let's relax. Let's not be hard on ourselves. Okay, we got to do this, let's go. So that's the energy, is chill, do, chill, you know, it's like the cycle. That's how you can support each other. Thank you, Natasha. Open to any messages specific to me. Please and thank you. Everything resonating. Okay. So, Natasha, it's better if somebody asks me something specific. Otherwise, like, I'm grabbing through the air. But let's ask for you. They're saying you're still observing too much. So when I'm asking the gods, you're saying you're still observing too much. So I don't know what that means, but it means that you're still observing and studying and watching other people do something that either you wish you could do, or you want to do, or you want to do more of. So they're saying, don't observe so much. You've learned enough. You can do this. So I don't know if you're thinking of an expansion, if you're thinking of something. And you know, I think that you're somebody, they're telling me that you are somebody who does your research. You are someone who observes and studies the atmosphere. I don't think you're somebody who just does things off the top of their head, which it isn't, you know, it's too impulsive, really, sometimes. You do a combination. You like prepare, and then you jump. They're saying, you know, to prepare to jump soon. At the latest, you know, end of May, when most of the retrogrades are done, but really to get going with that. So I hope that resonates. Thank you, Natasha. Okay, Samantha, hope that helped. Yay! Thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome. Yay, Carolyn, I'm so glad. Yeah, you know, they're talking to me. Yay, bees. So everybody, thank you so much for hopping on board today. I'm going to look at, yeah, it's 1:30, exactly the time that I wanted to do this. Yay. Oh, when you're done reading, would you share the ways we can have longer experiences like this with you? Thank you, Shama. Yeah, and you notice I usually actually don't share at the end of a video, so thank you for supporting me in that way. So what I do, I'm an Akashic Record reader, an Akashic Record trainer, because I also certify people in the Soul Journeys method to learn to read the Akashic Records for themselves, to also read for other people to become a consultant, and I'm also a hypnotherapist and intuition trainer. So if you would like to go deeper on any particular issue or question, I do 15-minute sessions, I do 30-minute sessions, and I do 1-hour sessions. And so you can reach out to me, and I offer a reduced rate of a $97 for 30 minutes. I haven't offered that in a while, but I do offer that. So if any of you who are on this video cast or are watching it, and you reach out to me and say, Vanessa, you know, the Facebook Live Oracle and Tap special, I'll know that it's the $97. It's usually $140 for half an hour. And when we have a one-on-one, you know, and I can focus directly on you and specifically on you, I mean, people who've crossed over can come through. Your guides will come through. They'll speak directly. Thank you so much. They'll speak directly to you. What you can do is reach, you know, if you come from Facebook, reach out to me through Facebook. Because I think my assistant is away right now. So I may not be getting all my emails as quickly. Usually it would be support at Vanessa Codorniu. But for everybody who's here, please PM me through Facebook. And what I'll do is I'll send you the booking link if you're interested. Thank you, Shama. And so I'll do the special for $97, and we'll cover a lot of things. You know, how do we shift these energies? How do we shift the beliefs? A lot of people, when they go into a reading, you have to understand that it's not all written, it's not all done. We are making decisions as life goes on. We are reacting to old programming. And so sometimes clearing that, which can happen in Akashic record reading, can shift what you're wanting to shift. We're co-creators. We're not stuck in being victims and having to go through some sort of program or path. We can definitely shift things. Shama, thank you. You're welcome. I adore you, and I'm so grateful to you. Thank you, Shama, and thank you for inviting me to share how people can work with me. Love you so much. Thank you all for being here. And if you're interested, like I said, just find me on Facebook, PM me on Facebook, and tell me you want the Oracle special, and that'll be the 97 for 30 minutes. Thank you so much, everyone. So much love.